What's up, everybody? Welcome to class number 3. And in this class, it might be a little bit of a shorter class. We're just going to focus on the spine. So in this beginning class for the spine, we're going to really focus on articulation of each vertebrae. And then after the articulation of each vertebrae, we're going to work on some T-spine rotation or mid-back rotation. Those are the two of the biggest issues I see when people are starting out trying to do some of this stuff is they don't really understand how limited or where they're limited they are through their spinal column. And the truth is, if you can't feel your vertebrae move nice and smooth, it makes it a lot harder when you're going into your strength lifts to feel your pelvis and how it's sitting in position in relativity to the lift, right? So if we want to be able to stay extended to get our hamstrings involved, if we don't have control of our spine, we're not going to get the most out of those lifts. So we're going to get right into it. So the first thing we're going to do with this is a cat-cow. So if you've done yoga before, if you've been in the fitness world at all, you probably know what a cat-cow is. I see it done wrong all the time, or just, I guess, done how they usually do it. But we're going to do it the virtual mobility membership way, in that we are trying to focus on that articulation through each vertebrae. So in this hands and knees position, quadruped, tabletop position, whatever you want to call it, we're going to be thinking about articulating that spine one vertebrae at a time. And I want each rep to happen from the hips and work your way up. So from here, thinking about starting from the hips, we're going to go into extension first. You want to think about extending the spine. So notice I'm just moving that lower back. Nothing else is moving. So I'm extending from the bottom part of that spine. And I'm thinking just one vertebrae at a time. Slowly creeping up my back. One vertebrae at a time, staying in that extension until I get that vertebrae all the way up to my neck. And now holding my neck in this position, holding everything down, I'm going to think about moving from my hips first. So now I'm going to go into that cat position. So I'm trying to tuck from the hips first, and I'm working that one vertebrae at a time all the way up here. Big breath. I just want you to feel this position. So if you're doing this right, you should feel a stretch all the way through that spine, and you should feel your core really active here. The core is the key part to helping us articulate the spine. So from this position, same thing, hips first, hips first, hips first. Find that core, control that spine. One vertebrae at a time. You might notice some sticky points. That's completely fine. Just slow it down through those sticky points. Hold there. Feel that activation, that shortening of the tissue around that spine. Tuck those hips. One vertebrae at a time. Hold. Slow extend. One more rep. One vertebrae at a time, all the way up the spine. And then last one, tuck first. All the way. All right, so if you do those right, you should feel a little work happening through the core, through those back muscles. So now, one of the positions I want to work on, mainly, it's going to look kind of funny. It's the movement in our lumbar spine specifically. So we're going to go back into this tabletop position. We're going to do something very similar, but we're only going to move from the lower back. So that's going to mean we're only moving from about here down. So because of that, I want you to think about staying very, very tight in the core. So staying tight in the core, just moving from that lower back, tuck those toes. I want you to really push through the ground. This is going to help us stay active in our shoulders. And then now we're going to just be articulating through that lower back. So here, I'm gonna think about extending through that lower back first and just hold right there. I'm just trying to find those tissues. You're gonna find those erectors on the top of the pelvis. That's kind of these muscles right here activating. That's what I want. And then now start tucking under here, squeeze the glutes, find the core, hold. And we're gonna do 3 reps here. So slow extend. This is gonna be very common that you have difficulty just moving from the hips and not staying steady here. That's because our what's called lumbopelvic disassociation gets really challenging when we sit all day for work. Tucking under. Hold there. Last rep. Extend. Tuck it under. Notice the shakes because I'm really activating through the core. Find neutral and relax. All right, so we got some articulation through the lower back, but now I want to work on some of that upper back stuff. So we're actually going to start on a stretch for the mid upper back first, because I want to open that tissue up a little bit. So that T-spine is responsible for a lot of rotation, which is something I don't think enough people do. So we're going to stretch into this rotation. So yoga block is back in play here. I like a yoga block or a foam roller between the knees just to put our pelvis in a more neutral position. So we're here, hands out front at shoulder height, and we're going to rotate open as much as we can, trying to keep the knees down on the ground here. And we're just going to breathe right here in the stretch. We're going to stay in this position for about 45 seconds to a minute, and then we're going to do some active work for this T-spine. Keep breathing. And bring it back to the front. Now you're going to rotate to the other side here. I'm going to do this. Knees are squeezing that yoga block. Don't let them move. Rotate open. Just breathe right there. It's very common to get a little cramp in some of this tissue if you haven't rotated in a while. Could also be some of the issues of why you can't move as well in certain lifts if you don't have that T-spine rotation. Just keep breathing into it. Got another 10 seconds. And relax. All right, so now we want to get into some active work, right? Because we can't just do passive stretching for this. We have to get in some active work. All right, first thing, we are going to go into a quadruped T-spine rotation here. So in this beginner way, I just want you trying to feel this out, minimizing how much movement you're getting at the hips. So we're going to take our right side first, and you're going to think about driving this arm through the ground. Rotate, 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 up, hold. Try not to let the hips swing out anywhere. Keep them nice and neutral. Reach, back down. Dip that shoulder a little bit. Drive through that arm. Rotate back up. We're doing 5 reps. Hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down. Rotate. Right there. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down. Let's go 2 more. Up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down. Last one. Up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And down. Here we go. Let's switch sides. Right here. All right. Left side. Drive through that right arm. Rotate and reach. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down. Shoulder dips. Drive through. Reach. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Keep trying to rotate a little bit more. 3, 2, 1. Down. Good. We got 3 more. Rotate. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down. Last 2. Up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one. Reach. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And down. That one will probably be the hardest one we do today. Because after this, our neck is part of our spine. I don't know if you knew that or not. But, so we're going to do some neck cars to go along with this. So we're looking to have a little bit more high tension than we do in like a warm-up or a morning routine. But still being mindful of what you're feeling going on. So I like this position for neck cars. If you want to do them standing, if you want to do them half kneeling, that's fine. But same thing we did in the morning routine is I want hands behind the back here. So hands behind the back. And we're going to start chin to chest. Sweep that chin across the collar. Big squeeze. Find that stretch. Dip that ear. Don't let anything else move. All the way around. And do extension, leading with your chin. All the way around. All the way around. If you hit any spots that are painful, skip that spot as you go around. All the way down. Chin to shoulder. Chin to collar. Switch sides. Dip that ear. Big stretch. All the way around into extension. Make sure you're getting that big stretch in the neck. Nice and slow. I want you to feel every part of the stretch. Chin down. Got 3 reps each way. Rotate. All the way around. Might even feel it stretching your jaw like I do. All the way around. Chin down. Rotate. Remember, keep that chin high. Don't let your ear lead. Lead with the chin like you're drawing a big circle with your chin. All the way around. Got one more rep. Rotate, dip the ear. Start going back into extension, big reach. All the way around. And switch it. Big reach. All the way. And that's it. We are done with the beginner class for the spine. Just make sure you're trying to feel that stuff move as best as you can. The spine tends to be one that we don't have to spend as much time on. There's only a few movements that we have to do for it, but it's really, really good to keep everything moving well and to really gain that awareness of how our spine is moving. But I'll see you guys in the next class.